Well, I don't know what to say, but let's get into this. Logan Paul is entering the Pokemon Unite competitive scene. No, that's not a joke. No, that's not a weird ad. There's so much to get into with this. Yeah. Yeehaw to you and yours. Let's go. First, I want to say this. I don't know enough about Logan Paul to comment on Logan Paul's character or Logan Paul's past achievements or discretions or any of that kind of stuff. People in the community have been very vocal in a positive way for Logan Paul. People have been vocal in a way saying, like, Logan Paul, stay away from this community. I don't know enough about it. This video is not me trashing Logan Paul or taking a stance on Logan Paul. I truly don't know enough about the dude. First, let's just talk about what happened if you have no idea what's going on, because it was honestly a wild ride. Logan Paul, while we were casting the Pokemon Unite Championship Series on Saturday, tweeted this. 1 year ago, Nick Kyrgios came on my podcast and told me about a Nintendo Switch game called Pokemon Unite. Honestly, when everyone saw this tweet, I'll get into it. Given my obsession with Pokemon, I finally started playing and now I'm addicted. Nick and I want to compete in the championship tournament, but we don't have a team. Anyone looking for 2 strong teammates or want to form an esports team with us? We're both masterclass, quick decision makers, 80% win rate, and high scorers. Tag us on X, Instagram, or email us here. Join Pokemon Unite team at gmail.com. Wow. I mean, when this dropped, first off, everyone was shocked. It's just so wild. I mean, Logan Paul, obviously, even without knowing a lot about him, you know he's a huge star, and tons of people follow Logan and care about what Logan is doing. Also, funny side note that he's showing footage from Remote Stadium right here, which is the old map. Even though he's playing it recently, he's just showing footage of him playing on the old map. Anyway, so Logan Paul tweets this, and everyone is confused, shocked, excited, bewildered. Like, there's just so many emotions going on. I did not expect it. No one expected it. And a lot of people react to it. Some people very positively. They were like, whoa, what's up? This is crazy. Like, hit me up. I want to play with you. Other people were saying, hey, we don't like Logan. Logan's a scammer. Logan's not a good dude. I definitely would never work with Logan. There were a lot of takes on Logan Paul joining the Unite scene. And then as it started to progress, a really weird thing happened. First off, everyone thought, like, wow, what does Pokemon think about this? What does this do for the game? And then a little note was put on, a community note was put on Logan's tweet saying, this is not a real tweet. This is a hidden ad, which is not allowed on Twitter. I, for one, was super surprised to see this because I was working on a Pokemon event at that moment, and usually if there's going to be some sort of advertising push or something, like for instance us being on the front page of Twitch, they would tell us, they'd go, hey, we're going to be on the front page of Twitch in an hour, so we might get a lot more viewers or something like that. You know, maybe it would be a good time to explain a lot of like some of the more entry-level stuff in the game for people who are viewing this for the first time. Like, stuff like that is talked about, right? Nothing was talked about. And I'm around people from Pokemon at this event, and I'm going, are you seeing this Logan Paul thing? And they're like, yeah. And I go, is this paid for by Pokemon? And of course, they don't work directly with any department that would do something like that, but they said, I can't imagine Pokemon ever doing that. They never do that. Like, they might pay for an ad in a YouTube video, but it's very clearly like, hey, this video is sponsored by whatever, Pokemon Go. In this situation, a hidden ad from Logan Paul, who clearly to some is a very controversial figure, doesn't feel like a Pokemon move at all. In fact, at some point, a community manager from Pokemon came out and said, no, this is not a paid ad by Pokemon. Logan genuinely wants to play Pokemon Unite. We have nothing to do with this. We're as surprised and amused as you are because we don't know where this is coming from or where it's going. So that community note was quickly taken down. I guess you can make community notes before you have a lot of information. And because of that, people who moderate community notes went, there's no ad here. You're just saying that because you don't like Logan. Because I guess some people don't like Logan. So that's what happened with Logan's tweet. And then the tweet being an ad. later finding out it was not an ad. This is genuinely Logan Paul. He plays Pokemon Unite and he wants to be a Pokemon Unite champion. So let's talk about what this means for the game. Let's talk about Logan Paul as a player, competitor. Like, let's get into all of it. First, I want to briefly talk about what this could mean for Unite. It could mean a lot and a little bit, right? We don't know how serious Logan is about this at all. And we also don't know, Logan tweeting about it once. Maybe that's the only time Logan ends up talking about it, even if he ends up playing, and it really doesn't produce much results at all. Of course, it could mean a decent amount of people who have never heard or never given Pokemon Unite a try, pick it up and try it. I think if that's the case and some extra people like find Unite, start playing Unite, that's, a net positive for the game. As far as Logan being associated with it, I mean, no game or community can really decide who does or doesn't get to play based on things they like or don't like about that person. So I don't really know what else to say about that, except, some people might be playing a video game that you play that you don't fully agree with. I get it, why it could be frustrating, but I think if anything, Logan Paul playing the game would be at least interesting for the game. At least it would be an interesting situation. By the way, I'm realizing in this video, because it's been like, I know it's not the only thing that's on in the background while I'm talking about this, because this video is obviously edited, but I have the Logan playing video in the background. I'm realizing he ran and back-capped and then went and scored. All right, let's talk about Logan as a player right now, because we do know a little bit about that. What you are looking at right here with me is the Unite API of Logan Paul. This, from what I understand, is really the Logan Paul who is playing Pokemon Unite, and it's been verified by a couple people. This is Logan. Let's take a look at his account. Logan has not played this game a ton yet. 615 battles, 467 wins with a 76% win rate. Obviously, when you start, you're playing more beginner-friendly matches with bots and stuff like that, but it's a solid win rate for a new account, someone who is just learning the game. We can see from his stats down here, he plays a lot of Mimikyu. He really likes Mimikyu, and I gotta say I'm with you, Logan. A big Mimikyu fan right here. Played a little Greninja, a little Inteleon, a little Azumarill. One thing I've noticed is if you look at his battle items, dude loves Potion. These aren't like loading right now for whatever reason, but dude like loves Potion. Let me try to reload this right here. Okay, we're back. As you can see, most of his Pokemon he runs Potion on. So what I take from looking at his account is he likes to play a lot of carry heavy Pokemon, right? And his, his experience with the game is pretty limited. He's still running early battle items. I don't know exactly what all of his builds are. Some of them are pretty reasonable. Like that is, in my opinion, the best Mimikyu build. He's got a really, really strong Leafeon build, really strong Buzzwole build. These are all pretty solid on the Pokemon he plays. I don't think you need a focus band on Greninja, but I mean, we're really getting in the weeds right here. Just looking at Logan's account, he seems like he could become a decent player at this game. He also could, of course, not. But I think it's interesting looking at his account and seeing he's definitely a decent Pokemon Unite player at the start of his run inside of Pokemon, right? I mean, it's just weird to think about. I don't think you can really like criticize a lot of the stuff he's doing too much. He's so new in the game, like 600 games, pretty new, and he has a solid win rate. Now, there are a lot of things, of course, that he's going to learn about Pokemon Unite because Logan Paul is at the like beginning stages of the Dunning-Kruger effect. If you don't know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is, this is the idea that when you first start something, when you're relatively inexperienced, you have an outsized view of your skill level, basically. When you first start, you're like, holy, I'm crushing it. I'm so good at this, because you haven't realized all of the things that it takes to actually be amazing at something. And not to mention that Pokemon Unite actually does a sneaky job of increasing your feelings of the Dunning-Kruger effect, because you'll have early games with bot matches and things like that. So you actually think you're way better at this game than you are. It's surprising, by the way, for people who remember this, that Mr. Who's the Boss guy had so much trouble in Unite, because at the beginning, they really hold your hand and try to make sure you're winning a lot of games. I digress. Back to Logan right here. So who knows what Logan will do? I've seen them. Looks like they're pretty active. I know some players in the community have had some brief talks with Logan and with Nick, so it seems like they're serious about it. It seems like they're serious about putting a team together, but I think they're going to learn that competitive Unite takes a lot. I would love to see them compete, because, I mean, what's going to happen when Luminosity goes up against Logan Paul? You have to admit, you just want to see what happens with something like that. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. Obviously, this could all just be nothing, really. It could just be a tweet that was sent out there. You start getting into it and you realize, you're actually... There's a lot going on in a game to become a world champion, and maybe I don't really have the time, or I'm just not wanting to commit to it. But I would love to hear from all of you. Clearly, this was a weird, wild thing. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. I will see you all next time. We did it.